Today, I will be speaking with you about the position description for an educational interpreter and educational transliterator for the 7th through 12th grades. First of all, I would like to explain to you the position description of an educational interpreter and transliterator. First off, an interpreter is someone who works from one language into a different language, and a transliterator works from one language into a code of the same language. In the schools, interpreters work in a variety of settings. This could be in the classroom, as an IEP team member in the Deaf Ed classroom, as well as the regular education classroom, field trips, and after-school activities. Interpreters must be qualified. The Americans with Disabilities Act states that you must be qualified. The Registry for Interpreters of the Deaf states, an interpreter who is able to interpret effectively, accurately, and impartially, both receptively and expressively, using any necessary specialized vocabulary. This specialized vocabulary could be a form of signed English, also known as C. Interpreters should be able to provide proof of certification from either a national level or a local level. The Boys Town National Research Hospital also states many job duties of educational interpreters. You are there for the interpretation. Our job is to interpret for all individuals, all the students, hearing and deaf, as well as other faculty members. There also is a need to prepare and a time to prepare, so incorporating a plan time for interpreters is very beneficial. We are there in the schools, in the classroom, to bridge communication gaps. As an interpreter, you need to be a skilled communicator. With any responsibility in the school system, communication is key. And this communication is with students, interpreters, administration, speech pathologists, and other faculty members, as well as parents. Interpreters also are called for confidentiality and professionalism. This will also be looked at later under the Code of Professional Conduct. But the Registers of Interpreters for the Deaf has tenets for the interpreters to follow. Interpreters must adhere to standards of confidential communication. Interpreters will possess professional skills and knowledge required for the specific interpreting situation. Interpreters conduct themselves in a manner appropriate to specific interpreting situation. Interpreters demonstrate respect for consumers. Interpreters demonstrate respect for colleagues, interns, and students of the profession. Interpreters maintain ethical business practices, and interpreters engage in professional workshops and things to improve their skills. The second aspect that we're going to look about today are the roles and responsibilities of the educational interpreter. There's going to be different roles in each level of education. So elementary, middle school, and high school are going to look completely different. As mentioned before, the interpreter is there for communication for everyone. Interpret also, again, sports practices, games, after-school clubs, group meetings for classroom groups also, school assemblies, and classroom interpretation, as well as the ones I've mentioned before. We also report to the educational team and the IEP team with concerns and also to give advice to how to deal with situations. According to the Boys Town National Research Hospital website, Classroom Interpreting, educational interpreters should understand basic information regarding schools, learning, development, and teaching. Interpreters also must be flexible, and students who are working with interpreters should understand the role of interpreters. They must know the mutual relationship, that we're not helping them and we're not friends, but we're there to support and communicate with them so they can get the full communication with the entire school also. We also want to empower students to ask the teacher for clarification or help if the interpreter is clear so that they understand. So also when you're speaking to the deaf student in your classroom, make sure to say you or he, and talk directly to the person and not through the interpreter. The Texas School for the Deaf provides a wonderful list of interpreter roles and responsibilities. These include being to the class on time, sitting or standing where the student can see the teacher and visuals, reviewing vocabulary, lessons, notes before the class starts, looking and acting professional, clarifying points when needed, not taking over the teacher's role, not disciplining, and communicate their problems with the teacher.